hello everyone. Am I audible and visible to all of you? Yesterday I was visible here. Please comment if I am audible to you all. We are live for the second session. Yeah, hello everyone. If anybody is online, then please comment that if I am audible to you all. All right, let's start. I think I am audible, right? Because I think there are right now less number of students are online, so they might take some time to respond. Yeah, voice is less. Okay, now it is fine. See that? So now increase volume. What should I increase? Okay, let me do some adjustment here. I think so. Now I think voice should be better, right? Now is it so the voice is clear now? Audible to you clearly? What is the condition of voice now before we proceed? It is going low. Yes, okay then. So look, we are into the second session of September circular of RBI. Look, second in the sense because in September there were several important news. Most of them we are going to cover today itself, and if some left, if time does not permit, because in the last class I took around 2-hour class, and I did notice that some of you were feeling a bit hectic or a bit troublesome because you are not habitual probably. So I'll try to finish it today in 1 hour, so don't worry about it. Whatever, if something will left, then I will take another short session to finish it off, because it's important for you to recall or remember all the important things. Well, so what are the important news that we are going to see today? And remember, yes, today's class, right, there are less, I will say, concepts. Too much concepts are not there, right? But important concepts are there. Smaller concepts, but important. And some facts are also there. That is very interesting fact as well as the important facts. So we'll see one by one. What is this? Number one, the first news or notification I'm going to take is the authentication mechanism for digital payment transaction direction 2025. Right, as you can see, this notification came at September 25, 2025. So just 1-2 weeks back, right? So what is this in this direction? Look, as the name is, right, authentication. So when you say the authentication, what does it mean? Every day in the day-to-day life, you must have experienced it already. Yeah, hello Abe, good morning. Every day you are doing it. Almost every day you are doing some transaction online, right? Digital transaction you are doing it, where you require to authenticate in the sense is, suppose if you are paying through the Google Pay, right, or you are paying via ATM card, right? When you put the PIN or your ATM number, then they are sending you OTP, right? So when they send you OTP, then, and if you put the correct OTP, it means the authentication is done. It means that you are a genuine person, right? This ATM number is not being used by some wrong person, right? Some fraud. That is meaning of authentication. Because suppose if your ATM card is stolen, then someone will try to do that, but the OTP will come at your mobile number. So that is the meaning of authentication. So you all know it already, but what is new in this circulation? What is new in this notification? That is important. So in this notification, the RBI has said that, means they are making it more stronger rules for that. So there will be less online fraud. What are the more stronger rules they have made it? The RBI said in this notification that there are 3 criteria out of which you must you must fulfill 2. What are 3 criteria? Something you know, something you have, and someone you are. What do you mean by something you know or something you have? Suppose that you are buying something online, right, through Flipkart or Amazon, and you are trying to pay through ATM card, right? You are using ATM card. So this is your card, right? This card must have the card number, right? So when you have ATM card number, that is belonging to you, that you have it in your pocket or in your hand. So that is the meaning of something you have, right? It means that you know that what is the something you know, in the sense that look, that ATM number is known to you only. I don't know what is your ATM card number. I don't know that, right? Only you know. So something you know means you know your ATM card number. Now when you are filling that ATM card number at that particular website, then they send you OTP. So when you get the OTP, right, that's something you have, isn't it? Because you get the OTP. The person who will get the OTP, he will be able to fill that OTP, and then they will be able to purchase further. So something you have. And someone you are. What does it mean by someone you are? That if some particular website or some particular platform is requiring your face ID or fingerprint, right, some biometric, so someone you are, because fingerprint is unique to everyone. So your fingerprint does not match with my fingerprint. Your face ID, obviously that is your face, right? So that's someone you are. Out of these three criteria, something you know, something you have, and someone you are, the two must be matched, right? Just to, for the further processing of the payment, must be two. Two must be matched, not one. One is not enough. It means just by ATM you cannot do the payment without OTP, or just by face ID or fingerprint you cannot. That is the meaning of it. And out of these two, one factor must be dynamic. What is the meaning of dynamic factor? Dynamic factor is the unique, means every time it will be unique. For example, this ATM card number is not unique. It means that every time you are filling the same ATM card number, isn't it? Right? Suppose today you are buying something, tomorrow you will be buying something, tomorrow the ATM card number will not be different. That will be the same ATM card number. But the OTP will be new every time. That will be unique, right? Isn't it? Every time that will be unique. So point is, when this two factor verification will be done, one is fine, but the out of three, one must be unique every time. You can say that, fine, how can I have a unique face every time? Here the point is that if your transaction will become defaulted, it is not going further, then that process will be followed again. It means they'll ask you to put your face ID again. So that will be again, means that the dynamic means every time it has to be unique. Out of these three factors, two must be there. One, as I've already told you, and one has to be dynamic. I think there should not be any problem till now. It's a very easy thing. One condition is there. This second one, that it should be unique, applied only for card not present transaction. What is the meaning of card not present transaction? Look, suppose that if you are using your ATM card, right, by swiping the card at the terminal, right, or any of the point of sale, when you are doing it, then your card is present and machine is also present, right, where you will be swiping your card. Then this second condition should not be there, as you might have done it already. Suppose you are purchasing something at a grocery store or any of the mall. At that time, when you are swiping the card to pay the amount, then the OTP you are not getting it, right? So it means the card should not be present at that time. Suppose you are doing it online. In simple term, it can be called that is the online transaction. This applies to them. Summing up, what is this? The authentication is becoming more stronger. In that, there should be, out of three criteria, two must be followed, and out of that two, one must be dynamic every time. You might be thinking that this rule is already, what is new into it? No, this is not already, right? Why it is not already? That the one must be dynamic is not there. You, if you have already used the ATM card, I know you must have done it already. You might have noticed that some of the platform, when they secure your card, they ask it that from the next time you don't have to pay it, you don't have to put the CVV and all. So there are several other places where you are not required to fill the form again and again, right? So now RBI said that every time it has to be done. That is why it is unique. I hope this is clear. In between, if you have any doubt, you can ask. This is easy. Going to the next thing about it, right? This we have already talked. When this will be applied, look, this was some few interesting facts as well as some minor concept behind it. Now some facts need to be remembered to you. First thing, that this applies to whom, right? Because some banks gives you ATM, some non-banks also give you ATM, or not only ATM but some payment method. For example, even the post office also gives the payment method, right? So there are several ways you can do it, not only bank involved but the non-banking, any companies who is giving you the provision to pay something, at that also it is applied. So केवल ये बैंक पे applied नहीं है, it is also applicable to the non-bank as well. So that also you need to be remembered, that it is applicable to bank as well as non-bank. All domestic digital transaction, right? And this is another date that you need to remember, because I did notice in your PYQ that RBI examination used to ask lots of date, the numbers, how much rupees at which days it was applicable, etc., etc. So this must be complied by 1st April 2026. It means these banks and non-banks has notified by the RBI that these rules they has to fulfill by 1st April 2026, right? So that date you need to remember about the factual information. Several questions I have seen in your PYQ, they are asking dates, though you like it or not, but this is the rules are rules. For the cross border, it means that if you are doing transaction, export-import transaction, you are buying something from for other countries or someone, at that time, some more stricter rules RBI is going to put, and that rule will be applied from 1st October 2026. So this is some facts need to be remembered. Now the next few more things, what are the exemptions from it? What are the exemptions? Because look, when the RBI said that every bank or non-bank who is providing this payment facility has to follow 2 out of 3 criteria, and in that one must be dynamic. Dynamic means must be unique. Sometimes it might become very hectic, right? So look, to secure yourself, the rules should not be too strong that will create the problem. For example, suppose you are traveling in Delhi, you are traveling via metro, right? A metro card hai tumhare paas. Suppose at that time when you are putting your metro card is already, if you have a metro card, that metro card has some prepaid amount already in that. When you are swiping this metro card, and then if they try to take the OTP or your face ID or your fingerprint, that will take lot more time. Abhi, you can notice that there are already lot more crowd at the metro. All metros are very crowded. And if these rules will be applied over there, then you can notice that how much crowd will be there, right? वो unnecessary बहुत बड़ी लंबी line हो जाएगी. So line will be much more longer. So government, especially RBI, did not only try to make the convenient or the better rules and regulation, but also convenient for the people. So what they do, they have put some of the exceptions for it. और वही याद रखना, if there might be. What are that? A small value contactless card transaction. A small value मतलब अगर तुमने there are ATM cards, that is just a tap and pay, isn't it? आपको उसमें OTP की जरूरत नहीं है, just tap it and you have to pay it. Then there are some limit on that, maybe 5,000, maybe 2,000 rupees. So that is one. Recurring transaction means that suppose you are buying Netflix subscription, and then through Google Pay or whatever transaction method, and they say that every month some money will be deducted. हर महीने तुम्हारा कुछ पैसा कट रहा है, 200, 500, 100, whatever, right? So that is the recurring transaction. That is also at every month you don't have to give the OTP or some. That is the another things. Select prepaid instrument, prepaid payment instrument, MTS mass transaction system. Mass transaction means either the bus card or the metro card, etc. That is also. National electronic toll collection as the FASTag. You can notice again when you are paying toll at a toll plaza, right? At that time, if there will be two-factor authentication, तो बहुत बड़ी कार की लंबी लाइन लग जाएगी, ट्रक बड़ा वहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा और बहुत ही inconvenient हो जाएगा. That is going to be very very inconvenient for the people. That's why this is another. A small value offline digital payment, जैसे आप UPI कर रहे हो, and travel booking through global distribution system. These are the exceptions that need to be followed. तो ये भी याद रखना. What are the exceptions from it, right? Coming to next. What happened into this? Yeah, so that's all. That's about the first news. Two-factor authentication done by the RBI. They have made it rule. Can you tell me all the important from which date it will be applied? I mean, all the bank and non-bank has to fulfill. That was 1st April 2026. And the rest all I have told you two-factor. What are the 3 things? Is it done or any doubt? You can put in the comment if you have it. Second question, second notification, that is the press release of RBI that I am going to do. So you can see this is again the September 2020, September 24, 2025. Supervisory Data Quality Index for Scheduled Commercial Bank, right? DQI, Data Quality Index. Yesterday we talked about that every bank has to fulfill the data to the RBI, right? What quality they are following, means are they putting proper data or not, or they are doing some some fraud in that, they are either delaying the in filling the data, etc. So this is about that Supervisory Data Quality Index, right? RBI has just released it on September 24. So what is this? Try to look it in detail now. Detail in the sense whatever is needed. Detail is too much, but we will do only whatever is needed. Board is a bit slow, so now I am familiar with the board, but there is some issue, so have patience. It is not moving forward. Meanwhile, you people can ask question. Yeah. What is Supervisory Data Quality Index? When you say data quality, I have already told you that when a bank is filling the data to the RBI related to all the data, yesterday we talked about that also, right? That how much transaction took place, how many customers are there, what are the value of transactions, volume of transactions, all the data they are giving to the RBI. So what type of quality they are fulfilling, right? Now, to the regulatory body. This is measured on the 4 parameters: accuracy, timeliness, completeness, and consistency. It means how accurate their data is. Because when you are as you can notice, this is a State Bank of India, SBI, or any of the Punjab National Bank, SDFC, they have a lakhs and crores of transactions every day. And when they are filling the data, though even monthly data, the chances of incorrectness is always there, right? They might make some error, they might make some mistakes. कुछ गलती तो हो ही सकते हैं उनसे. So they see that if data is accurate or not, accuracy के base पे, right? Then they see the timely completion or timely, they are putting the number of delay. Suppose that they have to put or they have to give the data by 7th of September, but they are giving the data by 9th or 10th or 12th. How much delay they are doing it, right? So that is also being monitored under this. So time, then complete data or not there, complete data are there or not, कि कुछ छूट गया, there are something missing or not, that is also being done. And consistency मतलब every month they are giving it or not. For example, as you can see it, you are taking today class, tomorrow class, and the next after tomorrow, day after tomorrow class. If you are doing that, that is consistency, otherwise not. So on the basis of these 4, RBI has published the data quality index. तो ये चारों नाम तुम्हें याद रखना है, because what RBI can ask you in your examination, suppose if they are putting it from here itself, they might put one incorrect into this, and then they will say you that out of these 4, which of the following is incorrect, right? Under the Supervisory Data Quality Index of RBI. They might put accuracy, timeliness, completeness, and apart from consistency, they might put something else, and you need to pick that. So, okay, you are in 10th class. All right, so dream is good, but I think you are too late for this. I'm just joking. It means that you are too early into it. That's good that you are planning right now itself. When I was in 10th, I did not know even what RBI Grade B, to be honest. But if you know it, then that's great. Coming to the some factual information about it, right? What factual information? And this is by looking at the previous year question, I think these factual information is important. Only important things I try to pick. Otherwise, if you see the real notifications, that is very, very lengthy. So the bank is categorized in the 4 range. Suppose that when you appear in any of the examination, you get ranking, isn't it? What is your rank are there? Even suppose you are giving mock test, right? In the mock test, if the some criteria is fixed that if your score is 90%, then you're excellent. If your score is between 75 to 90, then this, then you give them a name. Now, as simple as that. So this DQI, Data Quality Index, is ranked in a 4 different manner. If the score is less than 70, right, every bank fulfilling their data, then the RBI is giving them a score. How much correctness is there, how much accuracy is there, if they have done any delays or not. On that basis, they are getting a score by RBI. If they scored less than 70, then there is a concern. It means obviously RBI will take some actions, or RBI will guide them to do that. Between 70 to 80, they need improvement. 80 to 90, acceptable, and more than 90 is good. So they, if they want to put some factual information, they might put that what score is the acceptable, right? Then you need to understand this, that 80 to 100 or 70 to 75, what is acceptable score? Then 80 to 90 is acceptable, and obviously if you are more than 90, that's great. All right. Now, all the banks in the country, either the foreign bank, the public sector bank, private sector bank, and the small finance bank, right? This, under this, DQI, Data Quality Index, RBI has, categorized the banking in 4 different group, and that 4 different group, one is the PSB, public sector bank, private sector bank, foreign banks, and a small finance bank. Only 4 groups. This is again the important things. What are the 4 different groups, right? In that you can notice there is no group for the cooperative bank, no group for the regional rural bank, right? So suppose if they put it that which of the following group is into the SDQI, then you need to know these 4 groups: public sector, private sector, foreign, and the small finance bank. Now another important things about it, that what they got it, चूंकि ये result आ गया है अभी, right? And this is the result of this, that where all these banks putting their data correctly or not, क्या वो सही से accurately put कर रहे थे कि नहीं, delays हो रहा था कि नहीं, all these things is there, and all 4 groups, what score they have got it. So one good thing about it first, one good thing is that, look, when this score was published in March 2025, right, and the latest score, that is in June 2025, they have overall score has increased from the previous release of this SDI. So previously they got 89.3. This year, in this June 2025, they got 89.9. It means their score has increased. Public sector bank score has increased. Private sector bank score has also increased. Foreign bank score has also increased, and a small finance bank has also increased. What I think that is important out of all these is, suppose if they ask you that in these 4 groups, public sector, private, foreign, small finance bank, which of the group has got the highest score? The answer will be the small finance bank. They have got the highest score with the 90.7, right? Which got the lowest? That is the foreign bank, that is the 89.7. Then they have also put it that under which criteria you got the higher one. Under which criteria means, suppose in this examination you have the quant, the reasoning, the current affairs in the phase 1, etc. You might be good in something that you are excelling into that, but in some other area you are not doing good. So that is the meaning, because the 4 areas they have already given: accuracy, completeness, timeliness, and consistency. Out of 4, who are doing what? So तुम देख सकते हो that the foreign banks are good in timeliness and consistency. On completeness, public sector bank is the better, means they are doing highest one, and the accuracy, private sector bank. So no one is better in all of them, just like all of us, right? They have their own expertise. So this is about the data quality index. And the last thing about it, one more thing, that why RBI is doing all these things. Yeah, what is the need of it? Why there is a division of scheduled commercial bank and public sector banks? Yeah. That's a good question though. Look, when you say scheduled commercial bank itself, right, though there is in this particular thing, there is no, they are not taking the, about, okay, you are asking about this one. This is not the division. Scheduled commercial bank, when you say, this is a very good question, and that will clear out some other concept also. What is the meaning of scheduled commercial bank first, right? The meaning of scheduled commercial bank, that any bank that is under the 2nd schedule of RBI Act, right? Schedule of RBI Act 1934, right? Any bank means any bank that is mentioned. So before coming to this again, let me tell you meaning of, what is the schedule? What is the meaning of schedule? In simple language, for example, you have we have constitution in which we have an article, right? Isn't different article, and there are different things mentioned. So RBI has its own constitution. Constitution means the law book. In that there are different schedules: 1st schedule, 2nd schedule, and in that. Under 2nd schedule, they have mentioned the name of the bank, right? So all those banks that is mentioned under the 2nd schedule of RBI Act 1934, they are called scheduled commercial bank. I hope the definition you know. Now, which are the banks, or who are those they are mentioned over there? So all banks in India, almost all, exceptions are there, few RRBs and cooperative are not there, otherwise almost all, even the almost all RRBs are there into the scheduled commercial bank. So all public sector bank are scheduled commercial bank, all private sector bank are scheduled commercial bank, all foreign banks are scheduled commercial bank, and all small finance banks are scheduled commercial bank. So it's not the differentiator, right? Here when there are scheduled commercial bank, it means they are talking about the overall aggregate score, right? It says aggregate score. It is not the separation of the public sector as well as the scheduled commercial bank. And if you want to know what is the difference, then public sector bank is one type of scheduled commercial bank. It is a part of it. I hope Kanteri, Janardhan Gupta, you might have got it already, right? Is it clear to you, or is it still doubt? So this, if they ask you some different question, then you can go through there. Is it clear that why there is differentiation? First thing, there is no differentiation. That is just a part of it, right? Is it clear? So before I move, because I want the doubt must be cleared. You should not keep the doubt for the next time or second time. Before I move forward, so you got it or not? Okay, fine. Yeah. All right. So about the news, just a minute right now. The board is taking a bit time to go further. As you can see that, before coming, because the board was taking time, let me tell you one minor thing here. In economics, this is called the infrastructure bottleneck. This is a very important concept. Infrastructure bottleneck means that when the goods or services are being produced, and if there are delay in the production process, then infrastructure bottleneck, because there are service that is being produced right now. अभी सर्विस का प्रोडक्शन हो रहा है, आप लोग सर्विस कंज्यूमर हो, मैं सर्विस प्रोवाइड कर रहा हूँ और थोड़ा डिले होता है इसकी वजह से, तो उसको क्या बोलते हैं इकोनॉमिक्स में? दैट इज कॉल्ड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बॉटलनेक. कमिंग टू दिस, अब ये जो आरबीआई लेकर के आया है, राइट, क्यों लेकर के आया? व्हाट इज द नीड ऑफ इट? व्हाई आरबीआई केम विद दिस? So look, there are two bigger organization name, the IMF and the United Nations, UN. They have provided some standard ways of taking the data. Look, suppose that as you are appearing in this RBI examination, right? So RBI examination has their own way, means they take the phase 1, phase 2 interviews, their own ways of the question paper settings, etc. And then they get selected, and the cream students are getting finally selected, right? So if some other order, and you might have seen that yesterday itself the protest of SSC is going on, right? RBI is still a very renowned one, and there are not very news till now where the corruption was taking place in this. तो क्या होता है कि जब आप कोई डेटा फिल कर रहे हो, right, is this the standard data, means it is reliable data or not? So how anyone will be confirmed about it? So IMF gives their own ways, right, and United Nations also does that. RBI is following these things and applying that into our country, and that's why this data came. So this is something, just a extra thing I told you. It was also mentioned though in that notification, but I think question will come from previous one, not this one, most probably, though we never know from where the question can come. The next news that we are going to see, RBI imposes monetary penalty on PhonePe Limited. This is the smaller one. This will not take too much time, right? It is a very, very small but important one. Yesterday we have learned it, and if you people, all of you who is present right now, yesterday's class or the day before yesterday, the first part of this, if you have taken it, then you will understand that why penalty took place on this PhonePe. The news is that, this press release that was released on September 12th, this is saying that RBI imposes monetary penalty of 21 lakh rupees, that I am going to show you, 21 lakh rupees on PhonePe Limited, right? So the one news that you need to remember here itself, that there are two facts here. The monetary penalty on whom, the name is PhonePe, and how much penalty, that is 21 lakhs. The two fact is here itself for our examination. Now why this monetary penalty, that also we'll see. Look, in the last class we were talking about the escrow account. If you people remember what is escrow account, right? we have learned about payment aggregator, right? This PhonePe also was payment aggregator. PhonePe has got the payment aggregator license, approval, final approval by RBI very recently, just 10-15 days back, right? And you can notice it, few days back they got the final approval and they got the fine as well. So both are happening at the same time. Anyways, coming to what is escrow account, the payment aggregator, suppose for example this PhonePe is the payment aggregator, Razorpay is the payment aggregator, and we people are paying it. I'm not going in detail because we have already done in the very much detail in the first class. When you are paying the money, right, and this is a merchant from another side, suppose this is B, this is A, तुम खरीदने वाले हो, ये सेल करने वाला है, he is the seller and you are the buyer. अब तुम पेमेंट कर रहे हो, when you are doing some payment, that is going through a payment aggregator, right? अब ये पेमेंट एग्रीगेटर का एक अकाउंट है बैंक के साथ, दैट इज escrow account. Yesterday or in the last class I told you that in this escrow account they can hold the money, but they can hold in the escrow account not in their personal account. That money does not belong to them. अगर आपने वो नोट भी पढ़ा होगा, जो नोट आप लोगों को दिया गया उसमें लाइन मेंशन है कि this money does not belong to the payment aggregator. उसको belong नहीं करता है वो. So they have to transfer that amount to the seller. उसको ट्रांसफर करना है. But PhonePe ने क्या किया, the entire amount that has to be there in this escrow account, वो पूरा का पूरा नहीं था, उसमें से वो कुछ निकाल लिया था. For example, if there should be 10 lakh rupees for example in this escrow account, right? अब वो पूरा का पूरा 10 lakh इसमें होना चाहिए. They don't have any right to take the money from it, right? Because it is not their personal account. This is escrow account. उसमें वो hold कर सकता है कुछ देर के लिए. Aggregable वो minus कर सकता है, but they have to give it to them. What they did, as you can see here in this escrow account, the balance was less than the value of outstanding PPI. जितना होना चाहिए, I told you already, जितना होना चाहिए उससे कम था, and because of that this fine was given to them. So this much news is there only. इससे ज़्यादा की जरूरत नहीं. इसमें क्या क्या important है आपके लिए? Again, what is escrow account, right? Who has got the penalty? That PhonePe. How much penalty? That is 21 lakh. And RBI has, why they have done it? Because of they did some fraud for not using this escrow account properly. That's it. ये एकदम छोटा सा न्यूज़ है जिसमें यही 3-4 पॉइंट है जो आपके एग्जाम के लिए काम के हैं, उससे ज़्यादा का जरूरत नहीं है. रिमेंबर वन इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग इन दिस नोटिफिकेशन, आई डिड नॉट फाइंड कि कितना का बैलेंस मिसमैच हो रहा था, बट एनीवेज वो जरूरी भी नहीं है. कमिंग टू द नेक्स्ट न्यूज, 32nd मीटिंग ऑफ FSDC सब कमिटी, राइट? FSDC मीन्स फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी एंड डेवलपमेंट काउंसिल. अब देखो इसमें दैट अगेन दिस नोटिफिकेशन केम ऑन September 4, 2025. अभी FSDC का मीटिंग नहीं था, ये FSDC के सब कमिटी का मीटिंग था, राइट? एंड बिकॉज दिस मीटिंग टुक प्लेस, द फाइंडिंग ऑफ दिस मीटिंग इज नॉट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. व्हेन आई रेड दिस नोटिफिकेशन, दिस प्रेस रिलीज entirely, I found that there was a general meeting and obviously RBI governor gave some you can say directions to the other members of it. But because this notification came, what is important for us as you people are preparing for it, that what is this committee, what is this FSDC, what is their subcommittee, and a little bit few facts about it. So that we are going to see. So now hold it because again this will, yeah, FSDC है क्या? First we will do little bit about it. As what you need to keep in mind, I keep telling you this because obviously your main goal right now, at least right now, is to clear the examination, nothing else. Doesn't matter how much knowledgeable you become, it all will be worthless if you don't clear the exam, isn't it? Right? कितना भी knowledge हो आपके पास, वो सब बेकार की बातें हो जाएंगी. तो I am putting it only for the examination. Right? FSDC है क्या? What is this? As the name is Financial Stability and Development Council है. अब council generally किसी चीज़ को take care करेगा, उसके कुछ member होंगे. So this council, they are coordinating among financial regulator. Remember, it is financial regulator, not the financial companies, like not the bank, not NBFCs, but the regulator. And who are the regulator? अब ये regulatory का ही exam दे रहे हो आप, RBI, CBI, RDI, they are the regulator. So these are the they are coordinating with the regulators. ये committee इसके साथ coordinate करता है if they are regulating well or not, what need to be done, what not need to be done, etc. एक फैक्ट इसको एस्टैब्लिश किया गया था 2010 में, एंड द चेयरपर्सन इज द यूनियन फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर. रिमेंबर, अब आप एग्जाम दे रहे हो आरबीआई का, तो हो सकता है आपके दिमाग में आ जाए कि अच्छा इसका चेयरपर्सन और ये मीटिंग हुआ था तो आरबीआई गवर्नर होता होगा, राइट? दैट माइट कम इन योर माइंड, बट एज दिस इज द कोऑर्डिनेटिंग all the regulatories, most of the regulatories, right? So RBI is not the only regulatory that is being regulated by this FSDC, right? So obviously the RBI governor should not be the chairman, and they are not. क्योंकि और भी regulator है इसमें, तो RBI governor को chairman नहीं बनाना ही better part है. So that's why he is not the chairman. Who is the chairperson? Union Finance Minister, and right now it is निर्मला सीतारमण. Members, कौन-कौन member हैं इसके? Obviously because the look chairman तो हैं, जो regulator हैं उसके chairperson उसके member होंगे, right? तो RBI governor, finance secretary, secretary DFS, chief economic advisor of Ministry of Finance, chairperson of CB, IRDAI, PFRDA, these are the members. इसका function क्या है? You can easily guess it. What is the function? Financial stability, sector development, policy inclusion, etc. ये जो part होता है इसके functions, right? If you remember all the things that I told you till now, even this minute thing, you don't need to mug up this, because this you can use your brain itself in the examination. आप थोड़ा अपना common sense लगा के भी इसको लिख सकते हो. If you know what is FSDC, you know what could be the function, right? हाँ, अगर वो काफ़ी डीप डिटेल में पूछ रहा है तो बात अलग है, जो कि पूछता नहीं है फेज 1 में तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं, राइट? सो दैट शुड बी इनफ. बट एनीवेज जब नेम ही है इसके फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी एंड डेवलपमेंट, सो दैट इज द रूल ऑफ इट. अब ये मीटिंग जो था दैट वाज नॉट ऑफ द एफएसडीसी मीटिंग, एज आई टोल्ड यू. दिस मीटिंग वाज व्हिच वन? एफएसडीसी सब कमिटी. बिकॉज यू until unless you don't understand FSDC, there is no point of understanding subcommittee. So what is the subcommittee? अब subcommittee क्या है? Obviously, as the name is subcommittee, it will be a smaller working group, isn't it? As a subcommittee, it was a smaller working group of it, and it does the meeting more frequently than the full council itself. अब इसकी जो चेयर थी इस बार की मीटिंग, that was RBI governor, and whose name is Sanjay Malhotra. You might be knowing it, and you must be knowing it, I hope so. Because if they ask you who is chair for RBI governor, that you must not be missing it. Who are the members? All FSDC members that are studied earlier. We have studied all 4 RBI deputy governors, additional secretary, etc., etc. These are not that much important news, but still members, secretary, RBI executive director, secretariat, RBI financial stability. Purpose क्या है? Again, domestic and global finance development करना. So that's the important about it. इस meeting में क्या हुआ नहीं हुआ, और what actually happened in that meeting when that took place. Then nothing big in the sense. Obviously, when the meeting was there, they talked about the instability right now happening in the world due to the trade, etc. Right, global trade risk. They talk about the capital flow. Capital flow means that all the money that is flowing into our country and outside the country. Inflation places, the financial inclusion, financial resilience, etc., etc. This took place in this meeting. Coming to the next notifications or circular of RBI Press Release. This is again, I think, the one fact I think is important from this. In this news, there are one fact and a few concepts. I hope you people are getting rate of interest on Government of India floating rate bond, right? And floating rate bond 2033. Look here, a brief idea about it. The first thing here is the bond, word bond, and you all must be knowing it already. Bond is, in a simpler language, you can say it's a debt instrument. Obviously means when you take a debt, right? Then especially in the corporate, that corporate bond, government bond, etc. It's a piece of paper. Earlier it used to be piece of paper, now it is affiliated dematerialized. So that is the bond. It means if there is one, suppose this is the government, and government need money, so they issue bond, and when you are buying bond, you give money to them. So that's the bond, right? It's a floating rate. So there are two types of, one is fixed, another is floating. Fixed means the fixed interest rate. Suppose if this bond is for 10 years, and every year is a 5% interest rate, so that's the fixed interest rate. Floating means flexible, it will keep changing, right? Yeah, contractual debt instrument. Manvendra Singh, you are correct, right? And so floating means it will keep floating. Now, this is the some basic concept about it, floating rate bond, and 2033, this particular bond is valid till 2033, means this is the up to 2033 bond. What is this news about? That look, as it is floating, right, obviously the interest rate will keep changing, right? How much it will keep changing, that I will talk just in a while, but yeah, I'm coming to that, I'm coming to that, how it is calculated and decided, don't worry. That is actually I will be discussing here, and what is the important for you as well. These things that I am telling you how it is decided is something back of it and something that has to be remembered. So right now government said that as, okay, what I was explaining, as it is floating, the interest rate will keep changing. and for that one particular period, what the interest rate is being given by, or what RBI said that what interest rate should be there. So the interest rate they have fixed for this period, means for September 2022-25 to March 2021-2026, means for 6 months, next 6 months, the interest rate will be 6.82% per annum. So this, I think 6.82 is also important for you. Right, now coming to it, how it is decided. I will come back to that 6.82 again, but how it will be decided. Okay, the board is taking time. Let me tell you here itself. So look, there is no one fixed rule for this, that what will be the method of doing it, but for this particular, what method RBI is following. RBI said that you might be knowing it already about the treasury bill. Sorry, right? The treasury bill is there. On treasury bill is issued for the 91 days, 182 days and 364 days, isn't it? This you must be knowing it. It's a very small factual informations, and it's important information for any banking examination. So this treasury bill is issued. On the treasury bill, obviously the interest rate is given, right? So RBI said it that suppose on this treasury bill of 182 days, right, the interest rate of this, in this last 3 treasury bill interest rate, what will be the average of it? For example, suppose in the one of the first was 5% interest rate. For example, I'm just taking hypothetical number. The second in the month, the interest rate was, for example, 7%, right? And the third said that, for example, the interest rate was 9%. I'm putting very high interest rate just to make you understand. Otherwise, on treasury bill, you don't get 7%, 9%. But this is, so what is overall interest rate here? What is the average of these 3? Average will be 21%. 21 by, obviously it is 3, so 3, it means 7%, isn't it? That is the average. So in the first month you got 5%, the second you got 7%, in the third you get 9%. So what is the average? 7%, right? Isn't it? Because you are getting this is your 7% interest rate. Now the RBI said that the interest will be decided like this 6.2% will be this 3-month average plus a spread. A spread you might be knowing it already, because these are the concepts. Spread means that is in the bank to put it, right? For example, EBR, external benchmark rate. In that, what is spread? Repo plus spread, they are putting it. So suppose if this is the 7% is the rate and plus spread is 1.2%, then the interest will become 9.2%. I hope you are getting it. How it is being decided. Is it clear to you? Manvendra Singh, did you get it or not? If not, then ask me again. Though this was an important question, it was a very good question, how it is decided. Everything that need to be known, I have already told you about it. What is floating bond rate? What is floating bond, right? What is the rate of interest that has to be given for this next 6 months? And it is only for this next 6 months. Remember it? Because for the next 6 months, there will be another rate. Why it is another? As it is a floating, right? So what will be the treasury bill 3-month interest rate? The average will be there. Then the spread will be put it, and that will be the interest rate of that. So for this next 6 months, what is the interest rate? That is the 6.82%, right? So though it is a very, very fact, but if you see your last 4-year previous year paper, I think several question was exactly they are putting this percentage. I don't know if they will be asking you this or not, and they can ask anything. That is the all hallmark of this examination. We don't know which fact they will be asking, but as a aspirant of this examination, as many fact, the important fact you can remember. So this rate, this is the treasury bill, and then the floating rate. This is this notification is about. Though I have put it the example in your PPT also, so don't worry, if when you get this, you will have the example also for the later remembrance. Oh my goodness, this is taking too much time. I hope you people have patience if there are little bit disturbance, and it is expected from the future RBI governors, right, to have some patience, especially when your rupee and dollar rupee is falling down to the record, so you have to have some patience. It's not going further. Yeah, everything written here I have already told you right now, so there is nothing to be. One thing, as I said, though this is a very easy thing, as interest rate we are talking about here, the bond, when you get the interest on bond, that the name is coupon. Coupon rate simply means interest rate, right? And it is for the 182 days treasury bill. This is also, you remember, 82 days, right? बना सकते हैं, ऐसा नहीं ही बनाएंगे. There is no clear cut norm that they will not make you. But yeah, that is one method. Anyways, That is actually I don't like, especially if they are generalist. The last two you see that is a generalist. He is also generalist. Before him the Saktikant Das was there. He had a history degree. But anyways, coming to this, so this also you need to remember 182 days treasury. While fixing this interest rate, they are not taking 91 days or 364 days treasury. That is also important. Which treasury bill they are taking? 182 days. How many months they are taking of the average? That is 3 months. I might have written something. Last 3 auction of it means that not 3 months. Last 3 auction rate average of that. Presently, what RBI has fixed it, that is 6.82 for the next 6 months. Right. So these are the few facts need to be remembered about this notification. I hope you are enjoying these facts as well as the concept. अरे यार oh, it was not happening. When it happens, then it happens very fast. The next news, next press release that I am talking here, RBI hold 35th conference state finance secretary. This is again this is not like the previous news we have discussed that required too much little concept. It's a very easy one and 1-2 liner only, nothing much. RBI hold 35th conference. Remember that also 35th conference with state finance secretaries, right? State finance secretaries. Oh man. One meeting we have discussed earlier. There are another meeting. RBI has done it with the state finance secretaries. What is in this? And in this, you just need to remember. I think from apart from me, that's a right suggestion. But if we do that, it will take around 5-10 minutes, right? So let's finish it off, and we have we are about to finish. We'll take around 10 minutes for 15 minutes. So that's why bear with us. We'll soon do something for it, right? Don't worry. Coming to this, in this particular notification, I think the most important is only one line. No concept, nothing else. What was the theme of this conference, right? That you mug up. The theme of this conference was journey towards economic prosperity through the path of fiscal consolidation. I think this, under this notification, this I found the number one important news. Rest does not seems too important for me, but yes, still only 3-4 points I have taken out of this news, right? So it was the 35th conference also, and with whom? With the state finance secretaries. Remember, it's a state finance secretaries, not only the central or cabinet secretaries, right? The state finance, every state has the finance ministry and their secretaries. So they have done this meeting with them, right? And who participated in that? Obviously 28 states, 2 union territories, secretary department for Ministry of Finance, account of CAG, etc. And he has inaugurated it, right? This is the news from the business line right now on the 19th September. And the calls on a state to uphold fiscal discipline amid GST changes. You might be knowing it already that there are huge GST change in the last 1-2 week back. So in that was also discussed. Remember, not only, but the number one priority of this, then the 35th, then the state finance secretary. That should be enough from this particular notification. The next notification that I will be discussing. This is also important one. Investment by the state cooperative banks and central cooperative banks in shared service entity established by NABARD. What is this news? Before I come to the notification, hold it. Just a minute, right? There's some lag. Just give okay, fine, now it's fine. All right. So look, before I tell you about this notification, you will be able to understand this notification once you understand the little background, that what is this shared service entity established by NABARD, and then what are the new notifications talking about, right? So before go to the think about what is this shared service. Look, NABARD, by RBI has given authority, or you can say approval by the RBI, that you can set up a shared service entity. What is the shared service entity? Right, to provide services, or as the name is service, or you can say finance, to the cooperative banks like better technology system, etc., etc. And look, when you are you can say establishing an entity, suppose for example this is an entity, right, that the name is SSC, shared service entity. Obviously this is the company, and company required money, right? So from where the NABARD will get the money for this to establish it? Suppose if the NABARD is established one of the entity shared service, they will be providing a services. So for that they need money, right? So from where they will get the money? Obviously they will have to take the money from the market, isn't it? The money they will get from the market. Now who can give the money to the NABARD, right? There will be a different entity who will be giving them money. Obviously a NABARD will be selling shares for that, or NABARD will be selling bonds for that, and different ways to get the money from the bonds, right, from the market. So who can give? The question is, that is actually this notification about. Earlier, the state cooperative banks and central cooperative banks were not allowed. Remember, earlier they were not allowed. Now, in this notification, these state cooperative bank and central cooperative bank are allowed to invest in this SSC NABARD, right? In this shared service entity, in this they can give investment. So first notification is that. Earlier they were not, now they can. And what benefit they will get? Obviously, if you know bond, they will get some interest on that. Obviously, and NABARD is one of the most authenticated, most trustworthy organization. तो उन्हें पैसा मिलेगा इससे, तो ये उनका benefit होगा, right? But there are some catch also, some facts. Remember it. पहले तो ये तुम्हें background समझ में आ गया होगा, I hope, because if you understand, then the further. अब इसमें fact क्या है कि कितना invest कर सकते हैं? They can invest up to 5% of its own fund. On fund in the sense कि जो उसका खुद का पैसा है. That is the paid up capital and the reserve. Reserve simply means here you know the profit. मतलब कि suppose तुम्हारा income अगर 10 लाख रुपीज़ है और उसमें से तुमने 5 लाख खर्च कर दिया है और 6 लाख खर्च कर दिया है, तुम्हारे पास कितना रिजर्व है? 4 लाख. So that is your reserve. Means whatever the profit you have already earned and what you are saving right now, that is your reserve. तो तुम्हारा रिजर्व है, मैं शॉर्ट में ले रहा हूँ, उसको मैं अकाउंट के थ्रू नहीं जा रहा हूँ. तो रिजर्व इज देयर. एंड पेड अप शेयर कैपिटल इन द सेंस कि आपने अगर कोई शेयर पहले सेल किया हुआ है, उसमें से कितना पे हो चुका है आप पर. सो ऑल इज योर ऑन फंड. तो मान लो तुम्हारा ऑन फंड 1 करोड़ है, सपोज, राइट. आउट ऑफ दैट 1 करोड़ ओनली 5% दे कैन गिव. इट मीन्स 5 लाख दे कैन इन्वेस्ट. सो दिस ऑल्सो यू नीड टू रिमेंबर कि 5% कितना कर सकते हैं? 5%. ये नाबार्ड का है, अब ये पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं. एंड कितना? दैट इज द 5%. दिस इज द इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स. ये 3 थिंग्स यू नीड टू रिमेंबर. The last thing is bit technical, and the only little bit things I'll give you, not more than that. Such investment, however, shall be exempted from the prudent limit of non-SLR investment. Non-SLR in the sense कि look, जो ये स्टेट कोऑपरेटिव एंड सेंट्रल कोऑपरेटिव बैंक का एक लिमिट है, एक रिस्ट्रिक्शंस है कि हाउ मच यू कैन इन्वेस्ट इन SLR एंड हाउ मच यू कैन इन्वेस्ट इन द नॉन SLR. SLR में इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, तो इन्वेस्ट करो जितना SLR में इन्वेस्ट करना है, राइट. बट इन नॉन SLR इफ यू आर बाइंग इट, SLR में स्टैट्यूटरी लिक्विडिटी रेशियो, अब ये मैं डिटेल में नहीं जाऊँगा क्योंकि तो बेसिक है और आप लोगों को पता होगा. नॉन SLR में अगर आप कर रहे हो तो पैसा का फ्रॉड होने के चांसेस हैं, राइट. सपोज इफ यू आर बाइंग बॉन्ड फ्रॉम द विजय माल्या और भाग गया यहाँ से, ठीक है, तो आपका नॉन SLR है तो सारा पैसा चला जाएगा. एंड बिकॉज यू आर कोऑपरेटिव बैंक, तो एक लाइबिलिटी है आपको पीपल के प्रति. सो यू आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द पीपल, तो एक प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी. सो दे आर नॉट अलाउड फॉर द नॉन SLR. बट इसमें वो भी दिया हुआ है कि अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस नॉन SLR यू कैन गिव द 5%. उतना तुम्हारे लिए जरूरी नहीं है RBI के फेज 1 एग्जाम के लिए. व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, जस्ट रिमेंबर दिस शेयर्ड सर्विसेज किसका है? नाबार्ड का है. अब पहले अलाउड नहीं थे, अभी अलाउड हो गए हैं. हु अलाउड? स्टेट कोऑपरेटिव, सेंट्रल कोऑपरेटिव. कितना? हाउ मच फंड? 5%. 5% ऑफ व्हाट? 5% ऑफ इज ऑन फंड. दैट्स इट. ये इतना ही है इसके लिए. ऑलराइट, सो दिस इज अबाउट दैट वन. शुड आई कंटिन्यू? एक और न्यूज़ ले लेते हैं बिकॉज आई थॉट टुडे शुड नॉट बी 2 आवर. द लास्ट क्लास वाज वेरी लॉन्ग. सो या one more news I will take it. So have patience of 10 minutes, 5 minutes. It will not take too much. RBI settlement of claims in respect of. What is this news about? Settlement of claims in respect of diseased customers of the bank. Direction 2025. This is again very important. even your day-to-day life also, not only for the examination, and it will be useful for your day-to-day life, for your family, friends, your neighbors, etc. If you know, you can help them in day-to-day life. What is this direction is about? Suppose what was happening earlier, if a person, suppose Mr. A, right, he has a bank account in State Bank of India. He has a bank account in State Bank of India. In that account, suppose say there are the 20 lakh rupees right now, right? 20 lakh rupees hai. And unfortunately, suppose he is 70 years old, 80 years old, whatever, he passed away, he died, right? He passed away. Now this 20 lakh rupees, right? Who will get this 20 lakh rupees? The simple answer will be if someone is nominee. All right, if someone is nominee, then there is no problem. If he has named someone that is the nominee of this account, then they will get the money easily, no problem. But what if there is no nominee of that, right? तो फिर 20 लाख रुपीस किसको दिया जाएगा? ये एक इशू था और इसमें बहुत टाइम लगते थे. Even if you are a right hearer of it, तुम उसके son हो, daughter हो, wife हो and all, but if there are some problems, तो फिर issues हो जाता था. When you are going to ask them, then they are asking too much documentation. बहुत डॉक्यूमेंटेशन लगते थे और आपके खुद के पैसे लेने में बहुत टाइम लग जाता था, राइट? सो आरबीआई केम विद दिस कि नो, नाउ इट हैज़ टू बी सेटल्ड विद इन 15 डेज. उसमें कुछ टर्म एंड कंडीशन है, ऑब्वियसली दैट इज दिस नोटिफिकेशन इज अबाउट. तो बैकग्राउंड इसका क्या है? यही है बैकग्राउंड कि अब ये डायरेक्शन है विद इन 15 डेज, राइट? इफ अ पर्सन डाइज देन फॉर द नॉन नॉमिनी दैट हैज़ टू बी सेटल्ड विद इन 15 डेज. तो ये एक बैकग्राउंड है. उसमें और क्या क्या टेक्निकलिटी है वो देख लेते हैं हम लोग. So, though I have some facts also. It is applicable to whom? It is applicable to all commercial bank and cooperative bank. Remember, when it talks about all commercial, it means you can say all banks in India. All commercial simply bank. Because they have also put it cooperative, it simply become all banks. In one word, it is all banks, right? Public, private, foreign, RRB, cooperative, all. So it is applies to all. No exception for the bank. What is exception? Not applicable to government schemes. There are different schemes of the government like the senior citizen schemes and the public provident fund, etc. In this it is not. So you need to remember these two. This is a very important fact. One, who is applicable? It is applicable to whom? For all banks. And exceptions are there if there is a government saving schemes. If you have saved money into public provident fund, then this rule will not apply there. For that there are different rules. For that will be the rule of this PPF that will be applied. Settlement, I have already told you that within 15 days, but the little term and condition. The condition is that there is a threshold of it. What is the threshold? 15 lakh for commercial bank and 5 lakh for cooperative bank. Now I told you earlier example that if this man, Mr. A, has the bank account in the State Bank of India and he died and in his account how much money was there? 20 lakh rupees. अब अगर ये विदाउट नॉमिनेशन की डेथ हो गया इनका, तो क्या ये 20 लाख रुपीस दे देगा 15 डेज के अंदर में? आंसर इज नो. व्हाई? द लिमिटेशन इज 15 लाख ओनली, ठीक है, फॉर द कमर्शियल बैंक. सो अप टू 15 लाख द प्रोसीजर विल बी सिंपल वन. और एकदम बेसिक डॉक्यूमेंट, वो भी डॉक्यूमेंट हम लोग देख लेंगे कौन सा डॉक्यूमेंट, बेसिक डॉक्यूमेंट लिया जाएगा, नॉट मोर. दैट विल बी द थ्रेशोल्ड ऑफ इट, राइट? ओनली 15 लाख एंड 15 लाख फॉर होम, 15 लाख फॉर द कमर्शियल बैंक and 5 lakh for the cooperative bank. So these are also very very important fact. I think this news is very important. ये बहुत important news है. Few things more need to be understood about this. कुछ और facts देख लेते हैं. इसमें condition क्या है और ये provided. I have already told you one. If does not have the nominee. मतलब again उसी का example लेते हैं कि suppose this man is there, State Bank of India में. This is State Bank of India. It's exactly look at it. This is Mr. A. ठीक है. अब इसका मान लेते हैं Mr. A has to take not 20 lakh. This sir I am taking little less. Suppose he has a 12 lakh rupees in his account. 12 lakh है. But he has mentioned a nominee. अपना एक nominee उसने fill करके रखा हुआ है. His son, daughter, wife or husband. No, he has a nominee. So if he has a nominee, then those rules does not apply. Even those threshold does not apply. Means all money will be given to them. No problem. Because he has the nominee. So this rule apply only if there are no nominee. It means had not made any nomination. There is no nominee, then this rule will be applied. Second, there are no survivorship. What is the meaning of survivorship? Suppose if the account is belonging to two person, person A, person B, that is a joint account. Joint account भी हो सकता है ना, A plus B. So there are two person, person A and person B, both has a joint account. अब इसमें से एक person का death हो गया, suppose A dies, then B survive, right? तो B will get it. अल्टीमेटली इसमें फिर वो रूल अप्लाई नहीं होगा, बिकॉज बी विल ऑटोमेटिकली बी द ऑनर ऑफ इट, बी ऑटोमेटिकली इसका ऑनर बन जाएगा. सो दिस रूल अगेन विल नॉट अप्लाइड इफ देर आर सम सर्वाइवर. थर्ड, देर इज नो विल लेफ्ट बिहाइंड इट. वो नॉमिनी और विल ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर. विल इन द सेंस कि अगर इस मिस्टर ए ने एक विल लिखा हुआ है कि मेरा ये 12 लाख रुपीज़ किसको दिया जाएगा, राइट, मेरे ब्रदर को, सिस्टर को, फ्रेंड को, डॉटर को, डॉग को, किसी को भी ही कैन मेंशन. देन इफ दैट इज देयर तो फिर ये रूल अप्लाई नहीं होगा. दैट इज अबाउट द नो विल. देर इज नो कंटेस्टिंग क्लेम, मतलब कोई क्लेम करने वाला उस पर ना हो. नो ऑर्डर फ्रॉम अ कोर्ट, राइट, कोई कोर्ट का ऑर्डर नहीं हो, तब ये रूल अप्लाइड होगा. सो दीज आर द कंडीशंस फॉर इट, राइट. फ्यू मोर थिंग. अब मान लो कि चलो अब तो हमने समझ लिया कि देयर आर नो प्रॉब्लम इन दिस मिस्टर ए हैज़ अ बैंक अकाउंट एंड इफ ही डज नॉट मेड एनी नॉमिनी, राइट, ये कोई नॉमिनी नहीं बनाया है, ही हैज़ सपोज दैट 12 लाख रुपीज़, और एक पर्सन आ जाता है बैंक में, सपोज हिज सन इज देयर, मे बी हिज सन और डॉटर, एनीवन, ही इज कमिंग टू द बैंक टू गिव द 12 लाख रुपीज़. तो बैंक को देना पड़ेगा, ऑब्वियसली बैंक विल गिव देम. तो मान लो कि बैंक इज गिविंग विदाउट एनी डॉक्यूमेंट, देन कि कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट लेगा ही नहीं, ठीक है आ जाओ, जो बोल देगा मैं सन हूँ तो दे देगा, ऐसा भी तो नहीं होगा ना. सो दैट शुड नॉट बी लाइक दैट एज वेल. सो व्हाट इज गोइंग टू बी द मिनिमम थिंग्स द बैंक विल टेक. ऑब्वियसली द क्लेम फॉर्म अगर उसके पास में है, डेथ सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ डिपोजिटर, अगर इसका डेथ सर्टिफिकेट लेकर के जा रहे हैं आप, ऑब्वियसली डेथ सर्टिफिकेट किसी रिलेशन वाले को ही दिया जाएगा, कोई एरे गेरे को तो नहीं मिल जाएगा, राइट. ऑफिशियली वैलिड डॉक्यूमेंट, उसका क्लेमेंट का आइडेंटिटी कि मेरा एड्रेस मैच हो रहा है, मेरे मदर फादर अगर आपके आधार कार्ड पर लिखा हुआ है, सो आइडेंटिटी इफ यू हैव इट, राइट. बॉन्ड ऑफ इंडिमिनिटी. व्हाट इज द बॉन्ड ऑफ इंडिमिनिटी? इज इंटरेस्टिंग वर्ड. इंडिमिनिटी मतलब होता है कि सपोज ये सन है, आया बैंक के पास में अपना ये फॉर्म लेकर के, एड्रेस प्रूफ लेकर के कि लुक आई एम द सन ऑफ ना मिस्टर ए, गिव मी दिस 12 लाख रुपीज़. तो बैंक बोलेगा एक बॉन्ड साइन करो यहाँ पर, जिस पे लिखा ना दिस इज कॉल्ड बॉन्ड एंड इंडिमिनिटी. इसको बोलेगा एक बॉन्ड साइन करो, इसमें तुम ये लिखोगे कि आई एम टेकिंग दिस 12 लाख रुपीज़ एंड देर इज नो अदर क्लेमेंट. ऐसा नहीं कल मेरा भाई आ जाएगा लेने के लिए कि नहीं नहीं मैं भी तो हूँ, मुझे भी चाहिए, मेरा सिस्टर भी आ जाएगा. इफ दे विल कम देन द बैंक विल हैव टू गिव देम आल्सो, कि बैंक भी आ जाएगा, वो भी आ जाएगा एड्रेस प्रूफ लेकर के कि मेरा भी चाहिए, मेरा भी चाहिए, और ये पैसा लेके चला गया ऑलरेडी, राइट. सो द बॉन्ड ऑफ इंडिमिनिटी मीन्स दैट ही विल बी राइटिंग इन राइटिंग ही विल गिव टू द बैंक इफ सम अदर क्लेमेंट आर कमिंग, कोई और आ रहा है तो फिर मैं पैसा वापस कर दूंगा और इसको सेटल करेंगे, ऐसा नहीं कि मैं लेके भाग जाऊंगा. So that is the bond of indemnity, उसको साइन करना पड़ेगा. लेटर ऑफ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, लीगल हेयर सर्टिफिकेट एक्सेट्रा, दीज आर द बैंक सेटलमेंट. और ये सारे रूल्स अप्लाई होंगे लॉकर पे भी. इफ यू हैव अ लॉकर गिव एक्सेस टू हु हैज द नॉमिनी एक्सेट्रा एंड ऑल दोज थिंग्स. सो दिस इज द न्यूज अबाउट, राइट. नॉट मोर देन दैट इज नीडेड. अगेन इतना है तुम्हारे पास तो काफ़ी है. All right, that's it that I'll be taking for today itself. This was almost sorry, one more important point about this one. ये बोर्ड ही नहीं घूम रहा था, ये काफ़ी एक important point ही छूट जाता तुम्हारा. There are time frame तो I had already told you कितना दिन, 15 days, right. Okay, this is not missing. I have already told you कितने दिन के अंदर हम इसको सेटल करना है, within 15 days. What if the bank is not able to settle in 15 days? मान लो ये स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया है और इसने सेटल नहीं किया 15 days में, आप गए. और one more thing, 15 days start from where? 15 days start from the date when you submit the form, right. तो आज सबमिट कर दोगे सारा डॉक्यूमेंट लेके उस दिन से. ऐसा नहीं कि जिस दिन उसका डेथ हो गया उसी दिन से. मान लो आप खुद बैंक नहीं गए, 15 डेज पास हो गया, आप जाओगे 1 महीने के बाद, तो फिर वो कंपनसेशन नहीं अलाउड होगा. सो द डे यू हैव फुल्ड ऑल द फॉर्मेलिटीज, आफ्टर दैट दिस 15 days स्टार्ट. So within 15 days you will be getting, and if bank is not able to pay you within 15 days, then there are now what is called compensation will be given to this man. What will be the compensation? The deposit account, if that is the deposit account, means that this man has deposit account, then the bank rate plus 4%. जितना भी बैंक रेट रहेगा, right, it is 6%, 6.25%, 7%, whatever. Suppose the bank rate is 7%, then 7 plus 4 means 11% उसको देना पड़ेगा as a compensation. इन लॉकर केस में अगर लॉकर है तो उसको 5,000 रुपीज़ पर डे देना पड़ेगा कंपनसेशन. ये भी याद रखना, कंपनसेशन इज बैंक रेट प्लस 4% फॉर द डिपॉजिट अकाउंट एंड फॉर द लॉकर इट इज 500,000 पर डे. दैट्स इट. दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडे सेशन. फ्यू थिंग इफ आई नो इन सेप्टेम्बर few news came also and other news I'll also compile and that I will take in the next class. Right, so this is for today. Any question you people have, you can ask. And as you can see, today's in the today's class, there were not difficult concept. In yesterday class there were some difficult concepts were there. It was not that difficult, but important one, I will say that. Easy one also, interesting one also, day-to-day life impacting also, and important also. So if you find these type of topic, then it is very enjoying, I think so, because you know you can relate with these things. This is happening in the society. You know it is important for examination also. It is easy also. So that is easy. Right. Okay then. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Avinash. All of you. I think that you don't have any question. So later on also, if you put some question, I will try to solve that question in the next class. Okay then. Thank you all.